Hey guys, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about this Dear Black Women video that was made by this Indian guy that is based in the UK, and how, yes, well, generally the things he said in his video wasn't necessarily bad, but some of these things, even though they were not bad things he said, they got black women to stop in their tracks and go, no, ask somebody else to do it. Black men too, at some point in the video, they got mentioned, but for the most part of the video, the focus was on black women. While this video was supposed to be a complimentary video to black women, there were points in the video that just did not sit right with some black women, myself inclusive. So yeah, let's let the clip roll and let's talk about it.
Okay, I haven't been on TikTok for a bit, and I noticed everyone was tagging me in the whole Andrew Schultz thing about black women. I'll make a different comment about Andrew Schultz and that little rat Akash thing, but I want to say something about black women, and this was my mother, and I God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before we, I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school, and my mum sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman. My mum said this. My mum was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you.
So yeah, pause. We're going to pause for a moment here because that's literally how I paused when I first came by this clip as I was scrolling on TikTok. Because a lot was going through my mind. A lot like, I don't understand, why is it black women's job to be looking out for everybody and everybody's cats and dogs? Because like, what's going on? Especially when we know goddamn well that we live in a world where black women are not as protected, but somehow they expect black women to be out there protecting and looking out for and caring for everybody when black women don't get that in return. Like, why did this thing start, this mentality? When did it start? Who started it? Why is this a thing? This, oh, if you're ever out there in the world and you are in trouble or you are lost, look for a black person. A black person would protect you. A black person would help you. What is this expectation that we are saying that then people be having, that black people should be doing this free labor for them? That was how I saw this white woman on TikTok telling her white baby that a daughter, by the way, that, oh, if you're ever lost or you are scared or whatever, mommy is not around, look for a black man. Look for the nearest black man, she said. I'll try and see if I can find the clip to put it into this video. But she was telling her daughter, look for the nearest black man you can find because he would protect you. When I came by that video, I was like, no, immediately no. Don't look for no black man, please. Go look for your fellow white men. Leave black men alone. This is how they be out here risking, indirectly or directly, consciously or subconsciously, putting black men's life at risk because we know the kind of world that we live in. Who knows what will happen? The next thing they'll be talking about how this black man tried to do something to the little white girl, and now we are having a Emmett Till Part 2 situation. No! Like, yes, I get it is a compliment, and to her, the white woman, black men are the only men that she can really trust her daughter with, like that, outside of her husband, I'm guessing, right? But still, I could not help but think about the 1,000,001 ways that random black man could be in trouble and his life potentially being at risk even just because he decided to help her baby girl. And don't get me wrong, this is not me saying, oh, black men can't or shouldn't help white people or white girls. This is me saying that black men, be careful out there, basically. Be cautious, be vigilant. Don't be out here being delusional, acting as if the world don't work exactly how we all know it works. Like, make sure you are protecting yourself in whatever you are doing because the world is not really going to protect you like that. Some people might say, oh, if you are doing too much right now, and you are free to have your opinion, but I'm not going to change my opinion on this. And this is a video I saw like 2 years ago, thereabouts, maybe a little bit less than 2 years ago, but it's been a while I saw that clip, right? And I'm not going to change how I feel about that particular video and the advice she's giving because I see this world for what this world is, and I understand how how things happen here. And I'm not going to be delusional. And I'm not sorry that I am not going to act like this world doesn't operate the way the world operates. I'm not sorry. And this is not me being pessimistic because generally I am an optimistic person. This is just me being realistic here. And I feel like these people should be more aware of the world we live in because we know they tend to kind of live in a bubble. Like while you are operating as a white person and doing these things, also try. I know it's hard. White people that are watching this video right now, because I know they be watching me, because you live in your white bubble, it might not be something that is easy for you to understand, not to even talk about doing. But like, try. It's not difficult. Try to think about how the decisions that you are making can be potentially putting someone else's life at risk. While yes, that white baby girl can go and meet a black man and nothing would happen to that man, she could still go to meet that black man and it could go the other way. These are things we have to always think about and put into consideration. So this is not a one time I've come by a situation like this where a non-black person will be talking about, oh, when you're out in the world stranded or in trouble, look for a black woman or look for a black person. It's a mentality that they seem to be having, that black people are just, I don't know, somehow exist to be doing things for them, looking out for them, laboring for them. No, that's not why we are here. We have our own issues. Black people globally have their own issues and they don't seem to care very much about these issues. But somehow they be having at the back of their minds that, oh, if things go south for them, black people should come and rescue them. Like, that's crazy to me. But then bringing the conversation back to exactly the group of people he's talking about, black women, right? I actually found it very interesting how his mom told him, oh, if you're ever out there in the world and you are in trouble, look for a black woman will help you. But if this same guy, because we know the community where he's from, the brown community, how they be operating, how they be raised to the seas too towards black people, right? But his mom is telling him that, oh, if you're ever out in the world and you're in trouble, look for a black woman. But if this same guy brings home a black woman as a wife, his mom most likely will say no to that. No, you can't marry her. Because somehow black people are good enough to be laboring for them, taking care of them, protecting them, fighting for their rights, and marching and protesting with them. But black people are not good enough to be daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws, brother-in-laws, daughter-in-laws. Oh, when you're in trouble, look for black people, look for black women, but don't you dare bring anyone home though. And that's not me saying, oh, I know who exactly his mom is and I know how exactly she would react, but we know how the community be. So me, I'm just calling this spade the spade that it is. I'm bringing this necessary, very vital context into this conversation.
She was never wrong. She was never wrong. But like, it's incredible that my mother said that. And I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff. And like, she had loads of black friends and stuff. And they were all black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me. She only had female friends. And so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It's black women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give credit to where credit is due. It was women in general, but black women specifically, who boosted me and told me how pretty I was and how great I was. But I am trying to make a point here, and it's that black women get treated the worst. The worst. Malcolm X said this. He goes, unfortunately, they are treated the worst. By the medical field, by the education field, by the police, by everything. Yet they're the ones that give the most love. And for like, I saw what he said in that post, Andrew Schultz, and like some comments, and it's sad.
And for those that maybe don't know what he's talking about with the Andrew guy that he's referencing, it's a situation that happened not too long ago actually, when these two black guys from the UK went on their YouTubers, Fuhad and I've forgotten the other one's name. They went touring in the US and they went to these American guys podcast, and they were just being an embarrassment to themselves. No, I'm not going to say they embarrass the black community. No, people like those guys embarrass themselves and they should be ashamed of themselves. But long story short, right, what did they do? They went on this show, this podcast with the Andrew guy, and they just sat there and let him insult them and insult basically the women in their lives, their mothers, their sisters, their grandmothers. Because you see, the white guy, the Andrew guy, was making racist jokes and degrading black women, and they both just sat down, took it, and they were laughing. And it was crazy. Like I said, they embarrassed themselves. No, they didn't embarrass me. They are not a representation of me. Even though one of them is Nigerian, they don't represent me. So that's basically the situation he was referencing in his video, the racist comments by the Andrew guy and how he was degrading black women.
It hurts my heart when I think of like of those things, because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't that long ago. My friend Jordan, who I love and boast about, Jordan's got these. Jordan's family is just. When I was homeless, and Jordan introduced me to his family, they treated me like I was one of them. They didn't even care. They were just like, they treated me like family. It didn't feel awkward. You know when you go over to someone's house and you just sat in the corner for a bit? It didn't feel like that. And I know not all black people are the same. Obviously, I know that. But there's one thing that black people universally have, and that is that beautiful smile and beautiful love that they just give out. But I'm telling you, it's a special feeling. I remember going to Jordan's once, and like I was just heartbroken. His family just like welcomed me, and they were like, "Where's the?" You know what? You know, his family said to me, they go, "Oh, we've got a plate ready for you." And then Jordan's cousin just looks me up and then goes, "You're still skinny, boy." And I'm just like, "Right, well, yeah, I know I'm home." Just no, I can't sit and not make a comment on this because no, and I know I made a post like months ago about black men, but yeah, just and go look through history. Go look at what Nina Simone did. Go look at what Doreen Lawrence, Stephen Lawrence's mother did. Go look at what Betty Shabazz did. Like these people are just incredible, and we don't give credit where credit is due. We really don't. And I think nowadays we're living in this world where if someone's pretty, we give them credit. Credit for what? They were just born beautiful, but like we don't look at the person's soul. We don't look at like who. We don't look at what people can attribute to life. If we did, we would give Mary C. Cole a huge statue. So that's my 2 cents, and I hope just thank you, and yeah, and thank you to the a specific thank you to the Jamaican community, because there was this Jamaican woman who helped my grandmother, and that's a different story. And just black women in general, thank you for everything you've done for me, for everything you've done for my family, and for everything you've done for our people. My people wouldn't have survived in the UK if it weren't for black people standing up for us, coming to the protest for us, protesting with the bus rallies for us. Yeah, I know my history. So thank you.
So, like I said at the beginning, the video wasn't a bad video. He didn't say anything that's like, oh my goodness, cancel him. He's a bad person. He hates black women. That's not what the video was about, right? The video was somewhat of a complimentary video, right? But again, there was just this thing about the video that was like, I don't know. I don't like this. Oh, it was giving that strong black woman trope. Like black women are tired. Black women just want to rest and sip coconut water by the side of the beach and not having to be dealing with all this extra ish. But then, like the world be doing what it's doing, right, to black women, to black people in general. But you know, the focus of today's video is like black women. So let's be focused, right? So the world be doing what the world is doing, right? And black women have to constantly be fighting. But then people be talking about, oh, they are looking to us for this extra labor. I'm like, no, why can't you look into your own women for this help? Or your women can just be out in the world frolicking and wearing sundresses and prancing in the garden with rose flowers around them, resting in their femininity. And but black women should be out here wearing armor, helmets and holding a sword trying. I'm like, no, no, just no. Like, we too, black women too would like to rest in their femininity. Black women too would just like to frolic in the garden wearing sundresses with roses around them. Black women would also love to just sit pretty and not have to be worrying about so much. Like, why can't other women do that and we are expected to be the one wearing armor? Like, that part for me did not just sit well with my spirit. It didn't sit well with my soul. I don't want this for black women. I don't want this extra work for black women. I want my sisters to rest. Like, they've done enough. I want them to retire. I want them to be able to just enjoy life like every other people are, every other women are. So that part of the video of, oh, when in trouble, look for black women. No, it did not sit right with me. I am not for it. I don't want that for my sisters. I want my sisters to chillax, because my sisters have been going through a lot. So while yes, there were sisters who did not see anything wrong at all with the video he made, there were sisters who shared the sentiments that I shared in this video, and they too voiced their sentiments, which got back to him, and he then made another video responding to the reactions that he was getting from sisters that shared this sentiment, the same sentiment with me that I shared in this video. But before we get to that video of his, I want to share maybe 1 or 2 videos from the sisters who felt a certain way about the, oh, when you're out there in the world and you're in trouble, look for black women aspect sentiments of his video.
If there was a black child in your community in need of help, who do they go to? That's my only question.
Okay, I haven't been on TikTok for a bit, and I noticed everyone was tagging me in that whole Andrew Schultz.
I haven't been on TikTok for a while either, and your video just popped up on my For You page, and I love what you said. And your mother was right. She is absolutely right. However, the question is, who do we depend on as black women? As a black woman who is knocking on the door to 50, birthday on October 3rd, write that down, we tired. We're exhausted.
And to the people that maybe think that it's a little bit mean when black women like myself speak up about, you know, seeing a video of an Indian man saying that from a young child, his mother told him, if you're anywhere in the world, and you need help, to look for a black woman, and we don't take that as a compliment. Like, no, I don't feel bad about that. Like, I'm not saying that this person is a bad person. I don't know this man. But what I'm telling you is this is in no way a compliment. And I'm not going to feel bad for saying that, no, that's not a compliment. In fact, I think it's hugely problematic because it's showing that it's starting in childhood. From a child, you're being taught to look for black women for free labor, for assistance, to save you. And this was a man. So you're a boy and you're looking for a woman to save you. But these same women, I guarantee you, because this was an Indian man, I would almost bet money that his Indian mom didn't tell him, if you're ever anywhere in the world and you're looking for a wife, one to spoil, protect, provide for, look for a black woman anywhere that you are in the world. When you decide to look for a wife that you want to protect, love, spoil, provide for, all of that, look for a black woman. I promise she didn't tell him that. And I'm sure none of them do. I mean, we know they don't. So yeah, miss us with the, oh, look to a black woman. And there's been plenty of black women in my comments too, who are even educators, who say that they get the most problematic children assigned to them more than any other people, you know, in their job sector, because it's almost like, again, that mamification that the black woman will fix them. The black woman will save them. Like, no. Do not look for us for help. Like I said before, look for us to be somewhere resting. And if you would like to be involved with us, come with the spoilage ready to go. Come ready to spoil, to provide, to protect, to make us feel safe, to make us feel like we can, you know, breathe easy, that we can relax the tension out of our shoulders. And if you are not coming to do that, then I suggest you keep walking, because if you haven't got the memo, I'm going to give it to you again on behalf of a lot of Black women. We're done. Okay. Some of us aren't even tired from our own tiredness and exhaustion. I think some of us are just exhausted from the many Black women that have came before us, and we're tired, and just from generational exhaustion. Like, whatever the case, we're done. And me personally, I'm not even exhausted in my own personal life, because I'm living my best soft wife life. I'm actually living very soft and peaceful and happy for the most part. But even still, don't come bothering me with your nonsense, because I'm peaceful, soft, and happy, and I'm going to keep it that way. Unless you are someone that came out of my body, or the man who I love dearly, don't come looking for me for anything. And I'm telling you now, even the man that I'm with, that man could be on his literal deathbed and he would still be trying to take care of me. I swear. I know this for a fact. And if he's not coming like that, ladies, please just let him walk on by. Because we owe you nothing. Black women don't owe you shit. Black women owe it to ourselves to rest. Black women are resting. Love you so much. Stay soft.
So now I'm just going to let roll the part 2 video he made to his initial Dear Black Women video. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think about all of this. So yeah, this is bye from me, but I'll be seeing you guys down below in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. Thank you very much for watching. So yeah, without further ado, let's let Dear Black Women part 2 roll.
2 days have gone by since my post about Dear Black Women, and I stand by everything I said in that post. However, I've been called out, and my hands are up. You guys are right. Being someone's superhero is a lot of pressure. And for me to have thought that was a compliment, that was ill on my part. And I apologize. I really did think that was a compliment. And now I'm like, no, sir, that wasn't a compliment. And I do apologize. You've educated me. My eyes are open. And but I want to stand by and say that I am still grateful. I'm still grateful for everything. I'm still grateful for Diana Ross. I'm still grateful for the Shirleys. I'm grateful for all of it, okay? And I'm hoping that even after this video and even after my original video, that you'll still love me tomorrow. But in all seriousness, I saw the other comments about my community and stuff, and I'm going to be honest with you. Do you think I didn't know this? You think I didn't know that my community is racist? And don't think I sit by and let it happen. I try and speak up. Let me tell you something. Gandhi didn't fight for equality. He fought so that brown people could be treated better than black people. You have to bear in mind, this was a lawyer that was educated in South Africa during the apartheid. Also, during the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, there wasn't a very heavily presence of the South Asian community. And I say this, I am South Asian. I'm brown, and I love who I am, but it is unfortunate. And put it this way, there was a Pakistani girl that once said, oh, George Floyd's death was good because it opened everyone's eyes to the racism. It took a young black girl to lose her father for everyone to realize that the police are corrupt. That's what it took. And it's just crazy how we see black people's lives as like pawns, like it's sacrificable, like it's nothing. And that's far from the truth. I'll tell you right now, when Muhammad Ali died, I spent the entire night crying and praying to Allah that just bless him. When I learned about Malcolm X, I remember thinking just how incredible this man was. When I listen to Nina Simone and I hear what she said about Baltimore and the metaphors behind it, and how she stood up to the record labels, and you realize that these people did more than anyone could have ever. And so my point is that whatever you guys were saying, I heard, I listened. Whatever you guys were calling me out on, consider me called out. I'm gonna make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and there's people out there that are still trying to like. People want me to see me cancel and stuff, and that's fine. But the last point I want to make, and I want to make this super clear, is no, I do not want your money. For those of you lot are saying he's trying to make money off black people, I don't make money off this app. Everything I said was the truth. Everything I said was the truth. I wouldn't be Saad. I'm so proud of my name. You know who made me proud of my name? A black man from Louisville, Kentucky, called Muhammad Ali. When he stood on the podium and he said, "My name is Muhammad Ali. You will call me that." And he said, Muhammad meaning praiseworthy and Ali meaning the Most High. And I was like, what does my name mean? Saad means felicity, success, and good luck. Mustafa means the chosen one. How do I not feel special? And I love my name now. I make sure people say it. People go, is it Sid? Said? Saad. Saad Mustafa. There's another man, there's a Mexican man that taught me as well my identity, Emiliano Zapata. But that's a different subject. But yeah. So, none of it was fake. This was all real. And I'm less emotional today. So, normally, when I talk about these subjects, I go into a very strong passion because I do feel passion. I do feel hurt. And especially with what happened to Stephen Lawrence and what Doreen Lawrence was put through, I'm fully aware that black women really do have it hard. And you're right. You're not a superhero. You're not. But you were mine. Black people in general, you were my superheroes. So at least just let me have that. Because I didn't have that. I'll be honest, my dad's a great guy, but I didn't have a father figure. My older brother taught me everything. He taught me about the NWA. He taught me about the Black Panthers. When I was just 6 years old, he taught me about Tupac's 7-Day Killuminati album. He taught me about Mortal Technique and about the government. He taught me about Nina Simone, Sata Shakur. My older brother Hamza taught me all these things. He was a great brother. But he was passing down knowledge that he learned from black people. So you guys helped me so much. And I understand and I hear you. But for me as an individual, you guys were my heroes. My favorite superhero as a comic, in the comic books and even in the cartoons, was Green Lantern. Because he was a black man. And I hated it when they turned into a live film and you had that clapped Ryan Reynolds. Okay? None of what I'm doing is an act. And I've written a script about Stephen Lawrence's death, and that's something that I want to. I want to become a great documentary and storyteller so that I can speak up about racial and social issues. I finished a book called Dear Black Women where I write a letter and I'm educating the audience about all the victims of police brutality, of government crimes, of simple racism. Everything I do is real because I don't want money. I'm not motivated by money. That's the one thing my parents did a good job with and a bad job. They made me look at money like it was nothing. You can't buy me. Okay? My only thing is Islam. That's all I have. I don't subscribe. You never hear. I'm proud to be South Asian. I'm a brown man. I love being brown. Oh, I love my skin. But I'm Muslim first. Almighty Allah is the first thing that I do. When I wake up in the morning, my head goes down to the floor. My knees hit the ground as well. I don't wave the Pakistan flag. So, excuse me for my passion. But yeah, and final message to those people who do hate me, which is only white people and brown people. Suck your mum. And yeah,